Hey everybody, I'm Sean.
And I'm Kieran.
Welcome to a special episode of Angling Spiders. Welcome back everybody. As I said, today is a special episode. We mentioned that we were going to do some things related to getting 1,000 subscribers, and this is one of them. We said we would do a Q&A, and thanks to all of you who submitted some questions in our earlier videos. Today we're going to answer them Hot Ones style. So what's Hot Ones? If you guys haven't seen it, it's a show that's on YouTube where the host gets the guests to answer questions while eating spicier and spicier foods. So we went out and we picked up some hot sauces. We have a lineup of 10 hot sauces, some of them extremely mild that you get at a supermarket, and some that we had to get specialty brought in. That are extremely spicy. Basically how it works is we're going to eat something and then we're going to answer some questions, and we're just going to progressively move through them. If you haven't seen the show, they typically eat chicken wings. We are going to use fish because it's angling spiders. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, you know, I'm not too fond of spicy food, so let's just get this over with.
All right, let's get to it. So we are set up and ready to start. We have some glasses of milk in case we want to cool off our tongues. We've got some towels here in case we start to sweat and we need to wipe a little bit of sweat off our brow. We got our questions. The way it's going to work is I'm going to ask the questions. First I'm going to answer the first one and Kieran's going to answer the second one every time. These are unscripted. We haven't really looked at them that much ahead of time. So the way we're going to start is we're going to eat the fish first, talk a little bit about whether or not we like the hot sauce and the flavor, and then we're going to get to the questions. So, let's begin. Are you ready?
Nope.
All right. So here we go. The first one we're doing is Cholula. Standard hot sauce. You get it all over the place. We've had it actually many times before, so we're not too worried about this one.
Yeah,
let's dig in.
Should be fine.
Pretty basic hot sauce. Not a lot of heat. Little bit right at the back. It's got good flavor.
I barely feel anything on that one. So.
All right. So first question to me: what is the favorite thing about pike fishing? That's a good question. I think it's the way the pike fight. They are super strong scrappers, and they're relatively easy to catch, and of course there's a lot of them around us, so that's why we love them. Your question is, what is your favorite fish to eat?
That's a pretty good one. Believe it or not, it's not actually northern pike. I don't really like northern pike. I don't like most freshwater fish. So I would say that my favorite fish to eat is probably salmon or halibut. Yeah.
Good choices. You like the saltwater fish?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, that was easy. We're already going on to number 2. Okay, so here we go with number 2. This hot sauce is called El Yucateco. All right, so here we go again. Okay. Cheers. Cheers. Okay, is it bad that seems spicy to me already?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's definitely got some heat in the mouth. Okay, the question for me is, how long have you both been fishing? Well, I guess that's for both of us to answer. I've been fishing for about 40 to 42 years, so quite a long time. How about you?
Oh God.
We're in trouble.
I don't actually know the answer to that question.
No?
I was pretty young when I started, probably about 7 years old. First time I went fishing, so about 9 years, I'd say.
9 years. The other question for you was, Have you ever been fishing in the United States?
I personally have not been fishing in the United States. I don't think you have.
I have once. One time. Well, other than off the coast. I've fished in the ocean off the United States.
Well, that's true.
Continental United States, I've only been fishing once, and that was in Crater Lake. I did not catch any. All right, let's move on to number 3. All right, so we're moving on to number 3, and this one is actually a Canadian hot sauce called No Joke. All right, here we go.
I'm a little bit scared for this one. I'm not gonna lie. After that last one.
Okay. Not only does that one taste better,
It feels like a step down.
it's
almost.
not as spicy, and we know it's spicier.
Yeah.
I agree with you. That was way better than the last one.
It tastes a lot better.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I wasn't a fan of the last one, but that's
Ooh.
pretty good.
Yeah, that one's hardly touching me, so I guess we're prepared for that one. All right. My question is, how do you find new locations to fish? Good question. Ooh, I am sweating a little bit. So I'm gonna need the towel soon. We use a lot of different ways of finding new locations to fish. Some of it is people actually give us ideas. So a big one for us is we watch other people's YouTube channels. Yes, we do watch other people's YouTube channels, particularly those in Alberta, and that often give us ideas. The other way is we use Google Earth a lot. So I search a lot of places on Google Earth to see if they have access and if they look like they'd be good fishing lakes. And then I cross-check that against things like the Alberta sport fishing regulations to see if there's actually any fish in that location. So that's a big part of it is me using media and searching the internet and spending a lot of time searching the internet. Okay, your question is, how many hours of content and editing do you guys do in a week or a month? Is it a lot of work?
Well, I actually don't edit the videos. That would be you. So you can answer that question, but...
That is correct. So we film quite a bit when we're out. There's a lot of footage that we don't use. Anytime we go out fishing, we probably film around 3 to 4 hours worth of footage. And we take that 3 to 4 hours worth and we boil it down to 15 to 20 minutes. So there's a lot of editing. I do most of the editing. So yeah, we probably have way more content in the background. A lot of it's not usable because sometimes we're filming and we're not catching anything. Is it a lot of work? It's not as much work now as it used to be. We used to have to do a ton of work because we weren't familiar with the editing software and we didn't really know what we were doing. Now I'm pretty efficient. I can usually get an episode done if I have the content and it's good, I can get an episode made and edited in about 2 hours.
Yeah. And what editing software do we use?
We use DaVinci Resolve. Yes, good question. And our camera is a GoPro. It's
Yes.
a GoPro Hero 7 Black. Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, it's hard to believe, but we're only on number 4. Number 4 is temporary insanity. Okay, let's do this.
You really went to town with that hot sauce.
Yeah, this one's coated pretty good. Not gonna
I'll
lie.
wipe a little bit off there.
All right, here we go.
Ooh.
Okay,
Ooh.
there's some heat there. Oh, there's some heat there. The flavor is good. It's got a good peppery flavor to it. At least I like it. What? We're kind of like. Oh,
It's kind of in the back of my throat.
that's a
on that
burn
one.
your throat one. Sometimes they're tongue burn. Sometimes they're mouth burn. This is a throat burn for sure. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, it's going away quick. It's going away quick.
I don't know that that's true.
Okay, this one's for you. If you could fish anywhere in the world, where would you fish?
Whoa. That's a question. Anywhere in the world.
Ooh.
I don't know that there's a particular location, but I'd really like to do sturgeon fishing at some point. I don't know where we would do
We
that.
could do it here in Alberta. Oh, this is hot.
I'd also really like to do some ocean fishing or some halibut. That'd be pretty fun. So that's the end of that question.
That's a good one. The question for me is, do you have to set the hooks really hard with pike? Oh man. No. The pike will set the hooks themselves if they're biting aggressively. So,
Oh man.
pike are a very aggressive fish, and if they're biting really aggressively, they will chomp down on that bait and they will set it for themselves. But there are certain times a year, and if you've been watching some of our videos recently, there were some really soft bites, and when that happens, yes, you have to set the hook a little bit harder. And so we missed some of those fish here recently just after spawn because they weren't hitting as aggressively. But in recent trips, not a problem. Okay, we're gonna keep going. This is I'm getting a little worried now. That was bad.
We're gonna need a little bit longer break between.
Okay. We're taking a break before we move on to the next one. Kieran, it needs a sugar cube. We heard that sugar cubes can help. Okay. Before we move on to the next one, I want to point out to everybody that we can tap out at any time. We do not need to continue, and nobody's forcing either of us to do this. So we may both not make it till the end, but we're going to keep going for at least the next one. So, and I think the next one's going to be okay because, to be honest, this is the last one that both he and I have had before.
We hadn't had the previous one, but I've.
No, you've had the next one. So the next one we both tasted. I think we can take it. So we're moving on to number 5. Oh my goodness, we're only halfway done. This is another Canadian hot sauce. This one's called Momento de Muerte, or the Moment of Death.
I want that one on the far side.
You go right ahead and take the one you want. Okay, that's a blueberry hot sauce, and it actually has a little bit of fruit flavor.
You can taste that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Huh.
That one is nowhere near as bad as the one we
Not
just
even
did.
close.
Remotely.
I didn't even feel that.
Oh, I think I put way too much of the previous one on as well. Okay, that was nothing. So, I'm going to move right on to the question. Do you have any tips to grow a fishing YouTube channel?
That's for you, right?
That's for you.
For me?
Mm.
Well, definitely a big one is staying active in the community. Watching other people's videos, commenting, lots of live streams.
We haven't done any live streams.
No, watching other people's live streams, sorry. Just participating in the comment sections on those live streams. Also responding to the comments on your own videos. That really helps. You got anything else?
Yeah, we're actually going to have, I'm going to say this, we're going to have another video coming up as part of our 1,000 subscriber thing where we said we'd do some special episodes. I am actually going to do a video on how we got to 1,000 subscribers. So for those of you that want that question answered, it's coming. Okay, not too bad. We survived number 5. We're going on to number 6. Number 6 is new to us on the list. This one was actually featured in Hot Ones, and it's called Tears of the Sun. I'm going to let Kieran choose, again, the one he wants. All right.
Let's go for it.
Cheers. Strangely enough, this is the first one where I can actually taste the fish. It is not bad at all.
I kind of got like a tropical fruit kind of taste from that one, honestly.
Okay. I would eat that one on like eggs or something.
Yeah.
So, yay. Not anywhere near as bad as tempura and sandwich. I think I like burned our full taste buds
I think so.
from number 4, so maybe that's a good sign. Okay. Your question is, are you guys using a wire leader or is that necessary for pike?
Yes, a wire leader is necessary for a pike in generally because they have very sharp teeth and they can cut through your line if you're not using a wire leader. But when it comes to like the other fish that we fish for, it's not so much. In fact, we actually remove them when we fish for trout.
My question is, how does the moon phase affect fishing out there? That's a good question that I don't know the answer to. You know, there's a lot of different apps out there that will tell you the best time to fish. There's websites that will tell you this is a good time of day to fish. I'm going to be honest with you guys, we've never put any stock into it. A good time to fish is anytime you're out in the water. And yes, there are definitely some times when the fish bite better than others at certain times of the day. But whether or not that's related to the phase of the moon or the tides, I'm not really sure. I'm guessing it has a bigger play in the ocean than it does in freshwater lakes. I could be wrong, and if you guys have evidence to prove me wrong, I'd be happy to hear about it in the comments. Okay, that one was relatively easy. I'm a little worried now because we're moving on to number 7. So we're now getting up there a little bit. This one is called mustard gas hot sauce. And it's a significant jump from the last one, so wish us luck.
I have a feeling this one is going to taste like mustard.
Cheers.
Whoa.
Okay.
I really like the flavor on that one.
There's definitely a lot of mustard flavor. The heat comes after. Yep. I got some heat in the back of my throat on that one. Really mustardy though, really good flavor. Ooh, yeah, that's got some kick. You know, I really do think I did a number on us because that is still not anywhere near as bad.
It's not as bad, but it does have some heat to it.
Oh yeah, it's coming after.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, it's burning the back of my throat now.
I'm not feeling that one too much.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna lie, at first it really hit, but it went away pretty quickly.
Okay.
But I gotta say, I really like, that might be my favorite one so far.
Yeah, the flavor in that one's really good. Yeah, it's burning the back of my throat. Oh man.
Yeah, that one didn't bother me.
Ooh. Okay, well, since you're doing okay, what recommendations do you have for trolling? Ooh, okay.
Well, the good one is you want to have a little bit of momentum before you cast the line. If you cast it right away and you're not moving, it'll sink to the bottom really quickly and you won't be able to get it moving. Oh, moving too quickly, which really might get you caught up in some weeds. But if you have some movement on in the boat before you cast it, it should be able to stay at the top long enough for you to pick up some speed. So yeah.
Yeah, this is a follow-up to that question actually. How long should your line be and how fast should you go? That's actually a challenging question to answer for trolling. When you're trolling behind a kayak, the amount of line that you let out is actually dependent on depth. So if you're fishing in relatively shallow water like we do for pike, you don't want to cast out a long ways because the further out you cast your line, the more it's going to sink and the more challenge you're going to have keeping it above the weeds. And keep in mind that for pike, we're always fishing above weed beds or along the side of weed beds. So it's really easy to get your lures caught up in those weeds. So you don't cast your line out very far because you want to be able to keep it about a meter above the weeds. So it's really the depth of the water that's going to determine that. And then lastly, how fast you should go is also based on the exact same thing. If your water's a little deeper or the bottom's a little clearer, you're going to go a little slower so that the lure sinks down. If there's a lot of weeds or the weeds are close to the top of the surface, you're going to want to go faster so that the hook stays above. But all of that is really trial and error when you're out there, and it's based on the depth of the water and the depth of the weed bed. We're going to go on to number 8. And this is where it gets scary. So this is number 8. Again, one we pulled directly from Hot Ones. This is Da Bomb.
I think this is a specific one. Ground zero?
Yeah, this is ground zero. So actually, I think this one's spicier than the one
It
that's
is,
actually in Hot Ones.
One level above that one, so.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm just gonna go right for it. Here we go.
Oh. Oh, there's some
God.
Okay, first of all, this is the first one that tastes like pepper juice. Like, this does not taste like a hot sauce. This just tastes like heat.
Like death.
Ooh, this is hot.
Okay, I'm sweating.
Ooh, this is hot. Oh, that is bad
That
news.
is really bad.
Oh,
that's not a good one.
okay. I have not taken a drink up to this point, but I think I'm gonna have to do it.
I can't really rate that on flavor because
There's no.
it
It's
just
not
tastes
good.
like pepper.
It's not good flavor. It's very, very, very raw
Oh,
pepper,
no,
and it
that's
is
not good.
burning my tongue, like burning. Oh. Oh. Okay. 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 I gotta concentrate. Kieran,
Yeah, that's me.
with your ultralight rods, is that like a lighter version of a light rod? Oh.
Yes.
That is correct. That is correct. An ultralight is a lighter version. It's a far more sensitive rod. And typically, oh, I'm sweating really bad. Typically, you would not use an ultralight rod for big fish because since it's so sensitive, there's a high chance of breakage. So just be aware that if you're using an ultralight rod and catching larger fish, there's a chance that the fish will break the rod. That's one of the reasons why we use, I'm just answering for Kieran because he's in pain. That's one of the reasons that we use the GX2 because it has a really flexible tip and it's less likely to break. So we've done really well with it, but most people would never use an ultralight for large pike. Typically people would be using a medium to heavy action rod.
Oh my god, I'm drooling.
Okay. My question is, do you think you'll try some more creek videos? Oh, yes, potentially. If we can find a good creek, or somebody wants to take us creek trout fishing, we will definitely do some creek videos. Okay, I'm concerned.
Just move on, please.
Let's just move on to number 9. Okay. We just had a discussion here about tapping out. I am going to continue on to number 9. You can tap out if you want. That was really hot. That was really hot. If you don't, we are moving on to number 9, which is a massive jump from number 8. And it's the slap heard around the world. All right. Here we go. The second that hits your mouth, it is on fire. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's fiery. Oh. Okay. Once again, survived it. You know, there's a different flavor profile on some of these. That one's almost chocolatey.
Yeah, it's kind of like a sweet.
Sweet, and it is not as bad. There's no way that's as bad as the one before it.
It's got more of a front up tongue burn.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
I can deal with that one.
Kieran, your question is, have you ever used a bait caster reel? And if so, do you prefer a spin caster?
I have never used a bait caster reel, but I heard that they tangle really badly if you don't know how to use them properly. So I think I'll stick to my spin caster for now.
Ooh, I got the hiccups now. My question is, when you're kayak fishing, do you ever use jigs? I have used jigs. We don't use them that much. If we were specifically going walleye fishing, we would definitely use more jigs. But since we typically are targeting pike first and we incidentally catch walleye, we typically don't start with jigs. Okay, we survived that one. We have reached the end. We are on number 10. All right, everybody. It's been a little painful. We've been holding back. We have reached the end. It is number 10. This is a massive change from the ones we just did. This is not on Hot Ones. This is one we ordered in special. This is Black Mamba, the venomous hot sauce. For those of you that haven't heard about this one, this is 2.5 million Scoville units.
2.5?
Yes, it's 2.5 million Scoville units. As you saw, our previous one was 700,000. So this is crazy. And if you guys haven't seen Hot Ones, there's also a tradition when you get to the end of Hot Ones, and that is, they call it the last dab, which is you take an extra dab of that hot sauce and you put it on top. Now, Kieran has decided that he's had enough, which all credit to him. I never thought he'd get to number 10 to begin with. He is going to eat the one that we've put a little bit on, but I am going to do the last dab. I think it's crazy. I think I'm a little nuts, but hey, I got this far. I might as well go whole hog. So here we go. I'm going to put a little dab on here. It's not going to be a massive dab, but there it is. It's the last dab. Okay. I'm afraid, but we got here, buddy. You might have to ask the questions on this one. Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo.
I didn't even get any flavor on that one. I'll do the question. That's hot. Oh my goodness, that's really hot. Oh, that is by far the spiciest thing I've ever put in my mouth. Holy God. Oh my goodness. Okay, this might be short and sweet. Just wondering if you eat the carp. No, we did not eat the carp. Oh my God.
Okay.
But from what I've heard, you can eat the carp, and I've also heard that they do. They do in certain occasions taste very good. But we did not eat them. Maybe we'll try them in the future, but not that time.
Okay.
The last one is,
Concentrating.
I'm hoping you'll answer this one, but how long did you guys think of starting a channel before you did, and what made you want to start the channel?
Okay. The throat burn, man. The throat burn on that. Okay.
It's the whole thing.
That's a really good question, and it's a really long answer, and I really wish I wasn't suffering from a hot sauce burn right now. The truth of that is that I wanted to be on a fishing show when I was a kid. I used to watch a lot of fishing shows when I was a kid. Fishing with Bob Azumi, Fishing Canada, and when I saw those shows, I wanted to be on them, and I wanted to have my own fishing show someday. So I always thought that would be really, really cool, but obviously there was no way to do that. When YouTube came along, you presented an opportunity, but I didn't want to do it alone, and so, so I ended up, when Kieran was old enough and we got into kayaking, there was a natural break there and an opportunity for us to do it together. We thought, hey, why not? And you were kind of interested in YouTube. I was kind of interested in YouTube. Obviously, I wanted to do the fishing thing. What was the second part of that question? I totally forgot. I totally forgot.
What made you want to start the channel? Hold on. No. What made you decide to do it right when we did?
Oh, when we did. I answered that in a previous video, but we decided to do it when we did because, Okay, I can't even think straight. Seriously,
after that
we decided to do it when we did because we had you were old enough. I can't concentrate.
Sorry.
And we had decided to pick up kayaks, and so it was the right time because Costco had cheap kayaks, and we figured, well, we'll trick out the kayaks and we'll do a fishing channel, and so that's what we did. All right, I got through it. We got through to the end. We conquered the 10 sauces. We did the Angling Spiders Q&A Hot One style. We have championed this. We're going to take a break right now before we end this one. I'm drooling. I'm sweating. I can't answer. So we're going to say, let's call it right there for a second, and we'll be back with the outro. Okay, so we've had some time now to recover. It's been about 20 minutes. I'm going to be honest with you. My tongue is still on fire. But at least the rest of the effects are gone for now.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on that? Would you do it again?
No.
No?
No. Absolutely not. I will never do that again, but I mean, I was going to say that I'm happy that I did it, but I'm not too sure that that's true either. So
I would do it again. I would do it again. I was, you know, interestingly enough, and we both agreed on this, I think by the time we got to number 8 to Da Bomb, after that, it was kind of just, it didn't, you know, it didn't ratchet up with the level of Scoville units because everything was on fire. So, so I think part of the reason that you do it that way is your mouth, your throat, your body just gets used to the heat level, and eventually you're just, you know, yeah, there's a level of heat there, but you're not feeling it anymore.
By the end, actually, we were able to put some of that black mamba on our finger and just lick it.
Yeah, we did not do that on camera, but afterwards we both put an extra dab on our finger and licked it, and it didn't really affect us that much. So anyways, we're at the end. I hope you guys enjoyed watching our pain, and we want to thank everybody for your questions that you submitted. We did not get to answer every one of the questions that was submitted on those 2 videos, but we did put all of your names in the hat even if we didn't answer your question. And as we said, we're going to draw a name now for one of you to win a custom Angling Spiders Len Thompson lure. So Kieran's going to draw out of the trusty hat, and we will send it to you guys. So let's get to it.
The winner is Adventure Time Fishing and Hunting.
All right, Adventure Time Fishing and Hunting. You have won one of our custom Angling Spiders lures. If you contact us at anglingspiders@gmail.com with your contact information, we will get that sent out to you as soon as you get in touch with us. Maybe we should draw a second name in case we don't hear from you. If we don't hear from you in 1 week, we will be passing on the prize to somebody else, and that person is
Sunfish King.
Sunfish King. So if we don't hear from Adventure Time Hunting and Fishing in the next week, Sunfish King will get in touch with you and you can claim the prize. Okay, that's enough pain and punishment for today. We've got some other things coming up, including another fishing trip, and as I mentioned in the video, my video on how we got to 1,000 subscribers, and so I think we're going to call it there. Thanks for watching our insanity.
Yeah, and remember guys, if you liked that video, please smash that like button and subscribe, and until next time, good fishing.
Okay.
I'm getting crying.
Yeah, you got some tears.
No.